It's time for another episode of Local Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. Another beautiful day yesterday. We are expecting some rain later on this week, and we're crossing our fingers that we will not have rain on Saturday. Why? Because the longest table in Avoca is back, and it will be held on Saturday. And to learn more, we are going to talk today with Amber Moore. She is the executive director of Avoca Main Street. We talk about a little bit about the history of the longest table. And also, we are going to talk about how you can still get your tickets. Now, tickets could sell out at any time. There's not a lot left. So I'm going to put the link in the description here to the show today. And if you click on it and it's sold out, well, it's sold out. But as we recorded this, there was still a few tickets left. So you can still be a part of this wonderful event in Avoca. So Amber Moore, Avoca Main Street, today's guest on Local Roots. Do you or does someone you love need in-home care? Home Care Advocacy Network helps you maintain your own privacy in your own space while still receiving care and support with a personalized touch. Aging in place is critical for many people, and Home Care Advocacy Network can meet those needs with an understanding that assisted living is best at home. Visit hcan.com/Southwest Iowa to learn more. Castle and Associates of American Family Insurance. They are your local insurance provider for all of your home, auto, life, business, and farm insurance needs with 4 convenient locations in Council Bluffs, Trainer, Bellevue, and in Elkhorn. That means they're local and in your neighborhood, ready to help you navigate the complexities of insurance today. Travis and his team educate, advise, and simplify insurance, all to protect those things you cherish most. Give them a call for your free quote. One of the most entertaining, fun, and I believe a wonderful example of what small town community spirit means. An event coming up this Saturday. It is the longest table put on by Avoca Main Street, and a lot of great sponsors and other folks helping out. And Amber Moore, executive director of Avoca Main Street, and to talk to us about it. Welcome back to the show, Amber. And I know that this is a really, really cool event. You know, when you line a long table up right down Main Street and you're sitting in the heart of Avoca around all your friends and your neighbors and your businesses and your supporters, what a wonderful idea.
It's really a wonderful event. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year, also for our organization. So a lot of our energies of all of our 4 committees come together for this event, but it just feels like a great celebration of our community, of our organization, all the volunteers work throughout the year, and of course our local food culture. And we procure a lot of our ingredients from our farmers market, vendors and farmers. And that feels wonderful. Again, just celebrating the hard work they've done right at the end of our farmers market season.
Now, there's food, there's entertainment. What can people expect as they're sitting at that long table this weekend?
You bet. So if you've been before, this year will be a little bit different because our Avoca Legion Hall is being transformed into the Avoca Veterans Community Center. And that's usually where we've had a happy hour before and our backup indoor location. This year, our backup indoor location is the United Church of Avoca. And so that means that the outdoor dinner will be taking place on the North 200 block of Elm Street in Avoca in our Main Street district instead, which has our courthouse medallion and our library's musical garden. So it's a wonderful place to have this event as well. So that will be a little bit different this year. We won't have a happy hour just simply because we won't have access to a liquor license like we do when we were using the Legion Hall. But we will have a 4-course meal. There will be 2 bands this year, Leavenworth Slims and McCarthy Trenching. They're both bluegrass style or modern ragtime bands. So they provide an excellent vibe for the meals. And we always let you know what you're having and who produced it with every course. So that way we, again, celebrate the farmers who contributed to the feast.
I actually think that by having it on a different street than where you usually do, that adds to it.
I think that is nice.
Yeah.
When we originally conceived it, we were like, oh, we could move it a block each year. Well, moving tables is actually a lot of work. So after we did it that very first time, we're like, you know what, we'll keep it right outside the doors here. But yeah, so we've got 3 gorgeous blocks on Elm that we can celebrate, and so it's nice to get us up another block.
How's ticket sales been so far this year?
Very robust. Yes, we had to reduce the number of diners again because of the change of location. Normally we would seat 100 diners. And we have a few tickets remaining. So if people are interested, I would suggest they buy before Wednesday.
Right. So that is coming up very soon. So if you go to the Eventbrite link, which we're going to put in the description of this show, it'll tell you whether there's tickets left or not. But it is getting close.
It is getting close.
It's getting close to being sold out. Take us back to when this first started going on. How did the community respond and the folks that were there? What was some of the feedback that you got from having an event like this?
Well, all of our work is really led by our volunteers. So I think 3 different volunteers had seen a similar event take place at the end of a farmer's market season in a community somewhere down south. And there was an article about it, and they all brought me this article. They were like, this is cool. We need to do this. We've got a robust farmer's market. We're a rural community. We're very connected to agriculture. And this looks really fun. And so, the biggest challenges were, again, like tables and chairs, that kind of thing. Luckily, food wasn't a challenge. We have a great partnership with Milk and Honey Restaurant in Harlan and Chef James Calkins there. He's an expert. His whole career is working with fresh local ingredients, because for a lot of chefs, that's not what they're used to. They don't know, okay, who has every type of tomato if I want this particular flavor profile or whatever. And so his procurement skills are very much appreciated for this. So we really had the right partnerships to start up. The first year, like I said, the tables and chairs were really challenging. We learned a lesson. We worked harder with our Legion Hall, our community. And that made this year having to make a change going to the United Church. They were like, oh, we're familiar with this event. We get it. We know it. We were happy to let you utilize our tables and chairs and our kitchen. So very fortunate that way. But I remember the very first year, the standing ovation that the chef got at the end, which was totally unexpected, and really just felt like, wow, we all did it. And one of my favorite things, not saying I expect this every year, but one of my favorite things to see every year is that all the diners do at the end of it, just stand up and start putting away tables and chairs. Like, I don't know at least 50% of the diners until they get there that night. About 30% come from our community at least. But a lot of years we sell a lot of tickets to metro areas nearby. Mm-hmm. And so those people experience our community for the first time, and they just throw in and join with the volunteers and helping clean up.
That is so Iowa. I remember, years ago when I was a kid, and we do the potluck dinners and things like that. And that was something that would happen at the end of every one of those is everyone's just kind of starts cleaning up and taking care of everything. And also what you're talking about, I think, is I'm of the tuna casserole generation. That's what, when we growing up, and that's what it means to live in Iowa is that this is what you're eating, and it's either that or coleslaw or 12 different kinds of baked beans. But this is a different way of putting something together, and you get a professional chef who's taking local ingredients, and you say, guess what? You can eat really well right here with homegrown stuff.
Yes. And every year I always have folks come up to me and like, I never liked this or that ingredient, but I really loved this dish. And that's, I think, stunning to learn too, just because, again, we know what we grow well in Iowa. We have some of the best soil in the world. And so learning to love something you didn't love before, or learning to love something familiar differently, I think is so important. Again, supporting of our farmers as well. And once again, Chef James is expert at that. He gets excited about different ingredients or different ways of presenting something familiar. Like this year's main entree is going to be a braised pork and beef meatball type dish, sort of a meatloaf concept, but not totally that. So I think it will, again, brighten those very commonly produced in Iowa ingredients for many folks. And he always goes with the freshest ingredients. So a lot of times our menu is kind of vague at the start. Like we have a garden salad as one of our menu items, but that's because it's going to have the very freshest things that are available. So, we've got some Malabar spinach in there. We'll have, high summer lettuces. There's not a lot of those available. So getting the right greens from within a 35-mile range of where we are is something we really need an expert like James to do.
Also, I think what we're seeing is more and more producers, local producers, growing things like that we're finding that there is a definite desire and a demand to have this besides just the regular seed corn and soybeans that you see for miles and miles driving down the highway.
Yeah. I mean, food accessibility, and, we all experienced this a little bit during COVID. Not everything was available all the time that we had come to expect. And so having a local source for that not only is more delicious and more nutritious, but is just essential for food security.
So what's next then? I mean, you've got this event coming up on Saturday. Are you gearing right into the next one? Are you going to take a little bit of a breather from all the heavy planning?
This is the biggest event of the season for sure, but we also have our final farmers market on September 23rd. So the last Wednesday of September is always our last market. We usually have the longest table right before. And again, we love to encourage people who enjoyed that event to come out to the last market and support all of our vendors. Because once again, it's the close of their season. You want to give them a good day. And September in Iowa is really when some of the best produce is available.
That's a very good point. And it's September is it's like the last grip that we have for summer.
Yep. Apples are here. All the hard squashes are here. Everything that was 180 days is ready to pick.
We didn't talk about this ahead of time, Amber. I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you want to give love to any of the sponsors? I know putting on something like this it takes volunteers, it takes money, it takes a lot of different things. And I know that some wonderful businesses and organizations step up.
We do have, and we have really reliable sponsors that have come back year after year. And I wouldn't want to list them right now because I'm still waiting for a few to come in and confirm that they're planning on it. But the lovely thing is that the sponsorship does come with the ticket. And so many oftentimes those sponsors will give that ticket to an employee and let them come and enjoy it. Or the owners will come. Again, like that's an important thing to come as part of your community. A lot of our downtown businesses are the sponsors. So the business owners come and partake. And, it's like I said, it's a wonderful communal event. When we first started it, we weren't sure about anything. I didn't know how much it would cost to procure all local foods. I didn't know how much it would cost to have a live band come. So we kind of said, this is mission fulfillment. This is what we should be doing. This goes along with our strategies of supporting our agricultural economy and providing a vibrant district for, socialization. And so we just said, we lose money, but we did something we should do as an organization. And then it's turned into our biggest fundraiser of the year. But we do want to keep tickets accessible. I don't want to price out, a multi-course all local meal is something that should be accessible to more folks. And so we keep our tickets reasonably priced at $35 an hour. And that's where those sponsorships really help. This meal could easily go for $75, $125 in one of the near metro areas.
Oh, yeah.
And you're getting a great deal. You're getting to appreciate food that was grown locally by people and the sponsorships really help with that so that we can keep that ticket price accessible.
Yeah, it's not just dinner. You're getting entertainment, too.
Yes.
And an opportunity to move some tables at the end of it. I mean, everything about this is it's such a wonderful community event. And
I should say Community Foundation for Western Iowa also helps us with the entertainment.
Okay.
So we want to make sure we pay our talent well, and we wouldn't be able to do that without them.
Well, I will send Donna a message saying thank you over there, too. Listen, Amber, thank you so much for being on today. Thanks for the hard work that you're doing there in Avoca. And please come back anytime. Fill us in on what's happening there in the community.
Thank you for the invitation. Really enjoyed it.
Once again, you can find the link in the description. It's an Eventbrite link that'll take you to where those tickets are located. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. Fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. Locally owned and trusted, taking pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, call Waldstein Plumbing. Visit waldsteinplumbing.com. And if you're looking for all natural health solutions in Southwest Iowa, visit Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market. She's located in Council Bluffs, serving the community since 1997. Shop a wide selection of vitamins, supplements, essential oils, herbal remedies, diet aids, staffed with over 37 years of experience. Bambi's helps you reach your health goals. You can find her at 805 South Main Street in Council Bluffs. You can also explore your wellness options online at bambisgreenacres.com. Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market, putting health in your hands. Thanks again, Amber Moore of Avoca Main Street, for joining us today. We are all the way to Tuesday, and the week seems to be flying by just that fast. Back again tomorrow with another show. My name's Todd Studer. Have a wonderful day.